Go ahead. That's the question I like. How am I preparing for my SNL? Well, I'm meeting with Lorne Michaels in a little while, later on, after we're going to sign. I guess got thousands of people online, but we're going to sign, and then later on this evening, I'm meeting with Lorne Michaels and the whole staff, and we'll start the preparation. We'll pick our skits. Am I nervous? Not too nervous. Not too nervous. But we'll do a good job, and we're going to have a fantastic show. We're going to all have a lot of fun. My Jeb impression? No, I don't want to do that. I don't like showing a person sleeping at a podium. Tom is asking, can Jeb make a comeback? I think it's going to be very hard. It's very hard. Not about money. I just think, you know, I came up with the energy, and I just think we need tremendous energy because we need a person that has tremendous personal energy to get us back on track. You can't do that when you don't have that. I think Marco is highly overrated. Highly overrated. He doesn't have it. And all you have to do is look at his stance on things. Jeb, he lacks the quality that you need. We're talking about everybody in the world is ripping us off. You need a very strong person with tremendous energy. Thank you very much, folks. I'll take the job. And it's so important. And by the way, Ben Carson does not have that energy. We need somebody with tremendous energy to straighten out the military, to straighten out ISIS, to straighten out our horrible trade deals, to terminate Obamacare and come up with something far better for far less money. You need somebody with tremendous personal energy as president. We have a president right now that doesn't have energy. I mean, you think Obama has energy? He has no energy. And he's been a horrible president. We need somebody with great personal energy as a leader so that we can make great deals with other countries and do well in every other respect. And certainly Jeb does not have that energy, in my opinion. You where? From The Guardian. Ah, they treat me very nicely in Scotland. Go ahead. Good, thank you. Well, we just went over that, honestly. We just went over that. And it's, you know, it's only going to make it hotter. Okay, another question. Go ahead. Say it again. Yeah. You're going to see what we're going to do. You're going to see. But the whole thing with anchor babies, I turned out to be right. A person has a baby, lives in Mexico or lives in Asia or lives in many different places, has a baby, walks across the border, has the baby here. Now, we're responsible for that person for the next 85 years. I don't think so. And by the way, I was right. They were wrong. The 14th Amendment does not give them clearance on that. And if you wanted to do that in Mexico, or if you wanted to do that in almost any other country, where you have a baby in that country, and that country has that person for 85 years, including all of the costs of that person, they would laugh you right out of the country. You would be laughed out of the country so fast. So that turned out I was 100% right. We'll have to worry about that. We're going to take care of it. And it's going to be done in a very humane way. But we're going to bring back our country. And we're going to have a wall. And Mexico's going to pay for the wall. And you know why they're going to pay? And I have great relationships with Mexico and phenomenal relationships with the Mexican people. Phenomenal. And they buy apartments from me. They work for me by the thousands. By the thousands. Phenomenal relationships. But let me just tell you, we lose so much money with Mexico in terms of trade imbalance, $45 billion last year. Plus, we give Mexico billions and billions of dollars. They will pay for the wall, and it'll be very interesting. And you know what? People are going to come into this country, but they're going to come in legally, Sarah. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Italian Daily News. Can you talk louder? Nobody can hear. I know a lot of European, he's just saying he's from Italy, a lot of the European countries are going to build walls to stop the immigration. Well, walls work. All you have to do is ask Israel. Walls work if it's properly constructed. Not the walls that these characters, these politicians that we have running our country who are a disgrace, all talk, no action politicians, they build a wall this big. They drive cars right through it. Walls work. All you have to do is go and see Israel. They will tell you that walls work. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah. We need pomp and circumstance. Good question, actually. Our country has no spirit. Our country has no gravitas. Our country doesn't feel good about itself. And the primary reason is we have no victories. I mean, where have we had a victory? Where have we had a victory in trade? Where have we had a victory in, as an example, this horrible deal that was signed with Iran, where we're given $150 billion and we lose everything. We lose everything. It's a laughing stock of it. The worst deal, worst contract I've ever seen drawn. We have no victories. And I do write about it. We need some pomp and circumstance. We need spirit. We need a cheerleader. I thought 7 years ago, when Obama got elected, the one thing I thought that he would be a great cheerleader for the country. He's not. He's been a great divider for the country. He has been one of the great dividers of all time. I'm not saying dressed. It has nothing to do with dress. It has to do with the fact that what he says is very divisive. He has been a great divider for this country, and that should not have happened. Okay. Yes. No, Howie, I'll go any way they want. I don't care too much about the debates. Look, I'm the one that gets all the nasty questions anyway. Nobody else gets the really nasty questions. In a certain way, maybe they're defending me, although I will tell you they're not doing it for that reason. I think it's irrelevant. I like the debates. I've had the debates. I've done well in the debates. As you know, every single poll said I won all 3 debates. Now, I don't know if I did or not, but I certainly didn't do badly. But every single poll said, even CNBC's poll said I won the debate. So I like the debates. I think they're good for me. But we have to be treated a little bit fairly. As an example, Hillary Clinton, no tough questions. I mean, why didn't they ask about Bill? Why didn't they ask about all of the different things? No tough questions. Now, that was staged by the Democrats. And frankly, they did a very smart thing in the way they staged it. Well, we're going to stage something properly also. But as far as I'm concerned, I really don't care that much. I just want to debate. I think debating is a good thing. It's healthy, gets everything into the open. But you don't want people like Harwood that read a question, that he wrote, carefully wrote. He thought he was such. His career, in my opinion, his career is probably ruined or certainly threatened. You could ask about anything you want. I mean, you have to ask about anything you want. Hillary had only softballs all night long. It was like this. Here, Hillary, hit this one over the park. So, yeah, go ahead. Are you from Russia? All right. I think our relationship with Russia will be very good. Vladimir Putin was on 60 Minutes with me 3 weeks ago, right? Putin. And they have one of the highest ratings they've had in a long time. So I'm going to give him total credit. But we will have a very good relationship, I think, with Russia. Now, maybe we won't. But I believe we will have a very good relationship with Russia. I believe that I will have a very good relationship with Putin. Go ahead. Sounds okay to me. Yeah, go ahead. Well, I think there are a lot of economic issues. We didn't talk about trade. We didn't talk about devaluations, right? We didn't talk about corporate inversions, which, by the way, none of the other candidates, they don't even know what it means. But we didn't talk about corporate inversions, where companies are leaving our country, massive companies, because they can't get their money back and because they get lower taxes elsewhere. So they're leaving and they're taking their jobs with them. The corporate inversion syndrome is a very important thing to be talking about. These are all things that weren't talked about at the debate. Instead, they talked about fantasy football. I mean, it was a big question, fantasy football.